Welcome back everyone, my name is Yuno and welcome to Season 2 of Anime Season Roadmap. If you're new here and you haven't seen this show before, it's where I take a manga that either has an anime coming out, has an anime with a new season coming out, or a series that doesn't have an anime at all, and storyboard a season using the content in the manga. Last episode, it was only right to tackle Sakamoto Days since it was the first episode I did last season. Today, we are covering the series that I have been asked to do for a while, and that's Dandadan. If you guys are ready, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, that way you'll know when these videos come out. Now, on to the season. Dandadan is one of my favorite series to read weekly, and I just knew an anime was going to come out for it. When I first thought about a Dandadan anime, my instant thought of a studio was going to be MAPPA. Now I know, MAPPA isn't what it used to be. With the overworking of people, so many projects that they're doing, maybe it's best not to give it to them. But the series just felt right in their field. However, after seeing the trailer and seeing what Science Sorrow has been doing, I honestly think there's no one better that can handle this. The animation is great, the colors are bright and beautiful, it truly brings the manga to life. The most important thing of the series is the character's personality, and they nail it down to a T. In the trailer we see a lot of things that we can predict what's to come. One of our favorite characters is Gigi, so we are for sure getting the Evil Eye arc. That arc ends around chapter 50, so I'm going to try my best to put 50 chapters into 22 episodes. Episode 1. Chapter 1. Episode 1 will of course cover Chapter 1. Nothing to really go crazy about in this episode, it's the introduction of the series. However, the series has to nail Momo and Okarun as characters. Their personalities and the bickering between them needs to be showcased beautifully. Also the tone of the series. It's honestly damn near perfect, capturing the wackiness, the horror, the comedy, the action, and much more. Episode 2, Chapter 2. This chapter continues with the wackiness of what's going on. We'll start right where we left off with Momo arguing with Okarun about his name. Then we'll get to the duo finding a way for Okarun to walk in the estate without burning up. The two will battle a spirit, and then the end of the episode will have Okarun being unable to control himself. Episode 3, Chapter 3 to Chapter 4. This episode will introduce Granny Sekio to the story. She will quickly take out Okarun in his spirit form, and we'll get some more information about Turbo Granny and Okarun's state. We'll also get some small training with the duo as they get ready to fight Turbo Granny. Episode 4, Chapter 5 through 7. Our duo sets out to the place where Okarun got possessed to take on Turbo Granny. This will be a great episode to double down on the horror, comedy, and the action. They will get chased by the crash spirit and later the civilians. I can see scenes where Okarun is running around to be really fun. Chapter 7 has a lot of action in it, so if done right, this can be handled all in this episode. The episode will end with Momo getting the spirit across city lines and having them ignite on fire. Episode 5, Chapter 8 through 9. It's the aftermath of the crab battle and we see Okarun and Momo come back to reality. We also get a bit darker with the episode where Granny Sekio is talking about the cave. This will give us some good insight on what kind of spirit Turbo Granny is. I can see pages 1 through 8 of Chapter 8 to happen before the opening. After that, we'll head to our slice of life bits of the series. Momo and Okarun walking to school together. This will also be the episode where they accidentally kiss. The perfect ending for this episode is where Okarun sees his balls are missing. Episode 6, Chapter 10 through 11. I know I'm doing a lot of 2-chapter episodes, but this series formats it so easily. Momo's freaking out about the kiss with Okarun, whereas Okarun is losing his mind about his balls missing. This will introduce Ira to the story. And from the trailers, Ira is captured perfectly. This is a great way to foreshadow some of the small love triangles that they're going to have. At the end of the episode, we have Turbo Granny revealing that she lost the balls. Episode 7, Chapter 12 to 13, and pages 1 through 18 of Chapter 14. We'll continue with the awkwardness of Okarun and Momo liking each other, but the POV will switch to Ira revealing that she has the golden ball. Then, it will lead into Ira trying to exorcise Momo. The eerie woman will show up and Okarun will find a way to leap in action and stop her. But the episode will end where the eerie woman eats Momo. Episode 8, pages 18 to 23 of Chapter 14, and chapter 15 to 17. This episode will start right where we left off. Turbo Granny is talking to the Eerie woman and she spits out all the kids. That would lead into the opening. Chapter 15 is very action heavy and 16 has no dialogue, so I can see those moments being handled smoothly. We can have the credits show during the emotional last scene of Ira hugging the Eerie woman. Episode 9, chapter 18 through 19. This episode is going to hammer down the romance of the series. This is a great way to showcase the more romantic plot between Momo and Okarun. This will also kickstart the jealousy that Momo has towards Okarun and Ira. The episode will end with them seeing the kaiju in the hallway. Episode 10, chapter 20 to 22, and pages 1 through 18 of 23. This episode will start like a mystery, and it will cut to the opening after seeing the shrimp. There's a good amount of action happening in these chapters, so I can see this going by very quickly. The biggest reveal will be Ira having the powers of Acrobat Silky. Momo will then join in the fight and all of them will work together. This fight was so cool to read, having the whole school made of water, so I could only imagine how the anime will portray this. I like those realistic moments in the relationship that this series has. This will end with the both of them charging to save Ira. Episode 11, page 18 to 24 of chapter 23 and chapter 24 to 25. We will start right where we left off in the previous episode. After saving Ira, the monster alien will fuse. This will lead into the opening of the show. The fight will go pretty quickly and I'm sure it will be big in scale and extremely dramatic. The awkward scene between Okarun and Momo coming back to reality naked will be shown, then the game will get some information on the yokais protecting the Earth from the aliens. Episode 12, chapter 26 to 27. I'm not gonna lie, I've been waiting to get there because this art is fantastic. This will also play even more to the love triangle. From what we saw in the trailer, the silliness of Gigi is there and I'm so excited for it. But that will happen next episode because Gigi will be introduced at the end of this episode. Episode 13, chapter 28 and pages 1 through 4 of chapter 29. Time to start the Curse House / Evil Eye arc. I will have a new opening for the core of this season. This will showcase Gigi's personality as well as the chemistry between him and Momo. But more importantly, this will explore what Gigi has gone through and why he looked for help from Granny Sekio. Episode 14, pages 14 to 18 of chapter 29 and chapter 30 to 31. This will handle the small mannequin encounter. This will be teased at the end of the last episode, but it can be handled all in one shot, honestly. It may seem like filler, but it is important. This will also play on Okarun's feelings on Momo. This will end with Gigi not being able to sleep because of Evil Eye. Episode 15, chapter 32 to 33. This episode is going to show more of the relationship between Okarun and Gigi. I'm sure people aren't going to instantly like Gigi because of the love triangle, but I hope this episode shows how good of a guy he really is. This will end with the both of them putting a hole through the wall, finding an extra room in the cursed house. Episode 16, chapter 34 to 36. This episode will bring more horror elements that we haven't seen in a while. The Keto family will come and attack Okarun, Gigi, and try to attack Momo at the bathhouse. Turbo Granny will give Momo information about the house, and once Momo arrives to the house, a fight will break out. Episode 17, chapter 37 to 38. Now that we're getting into the thick of things, this will be Gigi centered. If you wasn't on his side yet, you will be this episode. As everyone fights the Keto family, we get sent deeper into the cursed house, and we see the giant serpent. While Okarun and Momo are controlled by their violent urges, Gigi will try his best to stop him. This will also handle the flashbacks of him trying to save his parents as well. He will fight as hard as he can, and at the end of the episode, Evil Eye will show up. Episode 18, chapter 39 to 40. Evil Eye will fight the worm as Okarun and Momo snap back into reality. We'll get a dark backstory of Evil Eye. Gigi will try to save him, and the biggest reveal of the season is him being possessed by the Evil Eye. The episode will end with Evil Eye saying, "I will kill all humans." Episode 19, chapter 41 to 43, and pages 1 through 5 of 44. This chapter will start the fight between Evil Eye and Okarun. We'll start off with Evil Eye attacking Momo, then lead into the fight of Okarun and Gigi. Since this is very action heavy, I will fill out the episode with more action between the two. This will also show how much Gigi meant to Okarun. I will have pages 1 through 5 of chapter 44 as the post-credit scene, seeing Okarun and Turbo Granny stuck with no way back up. Episode 20, pages 16 to 18 of chapter 44 and chapter 45 to 46. This episode will start off with the commotion outside of the house. Fire everywhere. Firemen trying to stop citizens from getting there. Momo will try to warn the officers about the incoming danger, but then everything will shake and you see the great serpent will jump out from the house. This will lead into the opening. Momo will then do what she can to fight the worm. The nearby volcano will erupt and Momo uses the worm as the host, but things don't end there. The Keto family will start attacking and the priest will come to help. This is shortly lived when Evil Eye comes in to fight all three of them. That's where the episode will end. I know, a lot has happened. Episode 21, chapter 47 to 48. A heavy action episode this will be, with Evil Eye fighting all 3 of them at the same time. I would say 13 minutes of this episode will focus on the 1v3, while a minute 30 will focus on Granny Sekio's fight with Evil Eye. That fight was super quick and fire, and it shouldn't take long at all. The second half will be the aftermath of everything that has happened. Momo will find Okaruun and Turbo Granny in the ruins, and the episode will end with them hugging. Episode 22. This episode will be the wrap up of everything. It will start with the exorcism of Evil Eye, and when Evil Eye rejects the group, it will go into the opening. Then, we'll head to the family dinner. During the dinner, we discover that Gigi can come back with hot water. This episode will also add on to Okaruun and Momo's relationship with each other. And probably one of my favorite moments in the series, Gigi tearing up seeing his parents. After the end credits, we'll get pages 14 to 20 showing the Subterraneans declaring they made an enemy out of them. Now, I have very big hopes for Dandadan. Honestly, I can see this being anime of the year. Science Star looks like they got this in the bag, and I have no doubts in their skill with this. But where do you guys think the Dandadan anime will end? Comment down below. Next episode will be the highly anticipated Gachi Akata predictions. If you guys are ready for that, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification, that way you'll know when it's out. Thank you so much for watching, and until next episode, you know where to find you know.